Alright, I just thought we'd do something a tiny bit different here and maybe do something of a candid review. Not your usual Toy Connection type of content with the super deep dive stuff, with the script and everything. This is going to be a lot more free flowing. Now, like many people, I ordered this from Amazon and it arrived today. Now, I did order two of them, but I'm not entirely sure why. They ended up being shipped separately, so the other one is still in transit, but I figured if I do a look through and a semi-review, just a very quick review of this, because this won't be a very long video, and then I come back and the other parcel arrives, you know, one eel is as good as the other. So let's just roll with it right now, and as the usual joke goes, oh, actually, you know what? Before I get into the whole scissors joke, let's have a look at the back of the box as well, since you've already seen the front. So you can get a good look at the eel's loadout here, and some of the Hasbro mumbo jumbo there. You've got the classified artwork and everything, and some pretty cool artwork on the side and on either side here. So what I'm just going to do is, as the usual joke goes, Ken doesn't have an X-Acto knife, or at least not one that he can find. So let's just get this bad boy opened up and get this review going. So I know a few reviews have already been out there on YouTube, but I thought may as well put my own slight spin on it and just have some fun here while getting this guy open. So yeah, there you go. There's your Cobra eel in the box, and the other insert tray is yeah, these new locker type of fancy cases. You know, like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to research before this, so I don't know if there's some technical term for what this is supposed to be. But let's get this open first and look at some of the accessories. So that's what it looks like on the inside, and get the. Actually, I think I can just get this open without scissors. So let's just do it that way. So let's have a look at what it comes with. Ooh, a bunch of stuff. Let's drop it all on the ground here first, and then readjust the camera angle as need be. Make sure there's nothing left in the box, or in the bag I should say, and let's just readjust the camera angle a little bit here. So you've got the flippers, which I believe, are these the same as the ones that came on Torpedo? They're a little bit different there. The color is a little bit different. I hung mine on Torpedo's breathers slash backpack, so that's why they're like that. You got a harpoon of sorts here, which, you know, it's a good thing I pulled Torpedo out so I can actually do a bit of a comparison. So they look to be about the same, and even, well, no, the backpack is a little different than Torpedo's, but anyway, the knife looks to be the same one as Torpedo had though. So let me just have a look here. This is what I mean by candid reviews that I don't normally do. This is a little bit, oh yeah, it's looks like the same knife as Torpedo. The handle may be a slightly different color, but otherwise, yeah, that's it's a pretty cool loadout overall that the eel has got, and we can do some comparisons a little bit later on as well. Now here's his helmet with the breather itself that's attached to it. So yeah, let's get this guy out of the box and move this short review, hopefully short review, along. Like I said, I'm not going to put a whole ton of editing into this particular video and just try to do it as candidly as possible, because one of the things that I've been getting is some feedback from people saying that, you know what, hey Ken, not everything has to be done in a stylized voiceover with a ton of cuts here and there. It's just as easy, and in fact equally as entertaining, to just watch the candid review as it's happening, rather than filming all the voice work later on and just snapping a bunch of photos ahead of time like I normally do. If you even know what I'm talking about. If a review is a review to you, then just enjoy this as it is. So there's some really cool artwork here. I don't usually keep packaging, but man, this is really nice. So there he is, and I guess this has fallen off. I think it's supposed to go like this. Yeah, it is. So let's just see how his joints are. I mean, this is going to be the standard G.I. Joe classified articulation, so I don't feel the need to do this in super detail, but I'm just curious because some of my figures like Rock and Roll and Scrap Iron came really stiff out of the packaging and did need a little bit of hairdryer treatment, but they seem to be fine now. So yeah, this does have all the standard G.I. Joe classified articulation, and from what I can tell, it is on the same body as Torpedo. So yeah, nothing really surprising here, right? So let's just bring Torpedo into frame and just have a look. It absolutely is the same body from what I can tell. And let me just lower the camera just a tiny bit here and just get it angled in a way where we can see the figure a little bit better. I'm gonna try to tilt the camera a tiny bit if I can. Just look at it like this. All right, cool. So here we've got the eel, and I guess the helmet just slips right on over him like so. You need to be able to see the eyes through there. Just so you know, when I filmed this, the lighting setting is really low, so hopefully I can adjust the brightness in what editing that I do happen to do on this particular video. But here's the knife that just fits right into the sheath. Not sure if it needs to go in a very specific way, but that seems to fit just fine. And here you've got, ooh, which way does the, oh, it goes like this. Okay, so there's the backpack. It just tabs in like so, and the breather just goes in like this. Now, what I did with Torpedo is I hung the flippers on the back like that, just because my figures are packed pretty tightly together for anyone who's seen the way I display my collection. And it's just one of those things that it saves a little bit of space if he doesn't have these big, huge flippers around. Now this is cool because these flippers came out relatively flat, whereas the ones on my Torpedo figure, as you can see, they came out a little bit angled. Not really sure why they came bent like that, but that's a good thing I grabbed Torpedo before this. I thought it might help to do a bit of a comparison, and it's already paying off. So yeah, that's another reason why I often shoot my photography and videography ahead of time, so that I can pause more often and grab figures that I need. But yeah, he looks really good. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a whole lot to say. I mean, the emblem came out nice. I know I've seen, like, one of my friends had an Outback shirt where the survival printing was done in a way that looked like it was faded. Actually, it was fading a little bit. Then the retailer gave him a little, or maybe Hasbro Pulse gave him a little bit of, what do you call it? A little bit of a discount for his next purchase, or maybe they refunded him part of his purchase. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit into the details here, but G.I. Joe Classified, as you know, has done a lot of improvements over the last little while, and I'm certainly very glad to be collecting this line. So, okay, let's see if I can get his fingers in, and like so. All right, perfect. So as we move along here, he looks really great all around, you know. You can pretty much just pose him any creative way you want for the reasons of photography, but man, I am definitely happy with this figure. He came obviously on a skinnier body, much like Torpedo and some of the other characters, but yeah, I'm liking what I see so far. So just for the purpose of comparison, here he is next to Torpedo, like I showed earlier. Hopefully Torpedo stands without his flippers, and just for the sake of it, let's have a look at him next to his O-ring 3 3/4 inch counterpart from 1985. So he looks absolutely great there. Just put the box to the side here so we can get a closer look. Here he is next to Copperhead, who's a little bit taller, and we can put the Crimson Twins on either side so that you can see how the eel looks next to the other ranks of Cobra. So anyway, in general, that's the review slash overview of this Cobra eel figure. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll put up some other content that you can click on right over here on your screen. And otherwise, I'll just leave you with a Yo Joe. Have a good one, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining me.